Hello, welcome to Tea Across the Miles with Lady Amy and Lady Nancy. Uh, Lady Nancy of Cup and Crown, whichever way you are.
I'm this way on mine. You're that way, but I think
Yeah,
we both did
you're
the same
this
thing.
way on
Uh-huh.
mine. And
But hello.
yes,
Yes, hello.
hello.
Greetings from Virginia.
Yes, hello. So, happy first day of spooky season.
Amen.
We
See my
tried
background?
to. I'm like these little hands are like creeping up. So
The
I have
fact that they're so little and,
I
and
know. I have
long is
cute
just
little, hair clips, that I had on earlier today, but you can't really see them if I put them in my
I
hair.
exactly see I had this
No,
beautiful
that is so
headband, and when
creepy.
I put it on, you can't see it. It just
Yeah, because the
completely
virtual, yeah.
disappears. Too bad. I could have saved myself 10 minutes of trying to get that matched
Oh
up with.
no. Oh my gosh.
Oh goodness. But
Okay.
also, you know me, and I match my teacup to my outfit. So I've
Oh,
got my
that's beautiful.
golden white.
So I
Yes.
have a new teacup to show off, and
Oh,
it's
do
ridiculously small. So it is this little guy, and he is I'm gonna be taking like refilling it a lot. I don't know if you can see how small it is.
it's tiny.
I'm like, here's a business card.
Yeah, it's a demi-tasse. If I could swing this right here, you know what? I'm going to match that, Amy. Stay
Yeah.
right there. Keep
Okay.
talking to the people. Tell them what we're going to talk about
Yes.
today.
Okay. Well, and we'll talk tea. So I'm trying out a key lime pie black tea. Uh,
Interesting.
that will, so that's a new flavor that I'm trying out from one of the samples. So we'll see how it goes. I also have a key lime pie green tea, which I haven't tried yet. But today I'm trying the black one that's key lime pie. So
Very good.
let's see.
Very good.
Yes. And what are you drinking?
Um, I can lie or I can tell you the truth.
Tell the truth.
Unsweetened iced tea.
There you go.
Sorry, I know I should
Okay,
be
I also have
authentic,
water.
but yeah. But so look, they're sitting right over here. I inherited a few teacups from my grandmother,
Yeah.
and three of them were the Demitasse. So it's a lovely little teacup, but look how tiny. It's just, in fact, yes, show
That's
you by
awesome.
comparison.
Yes. Yeah,
See
yeah, yeah.
that the
Uh-huh.
size of it, and even the saucers.
Yep, they're so much
Yes.
smaller. Yeah.
Yes, so I have three of them, but these go back about 100. Oh my gosh.
What?
This pattern, it's called Sandringham.
Oh my gosh. Perfect.
Just had to say
That's
that. It's
great.
called Sandringham, made in
Right.
England. Of course it is. Oh, I love it. Yes. So
This
cute
key
golden
lime
crown.
pie is delicious, by the way. I'll have to
So
send you
does it
some.
taste like key lime pie? Does it flavor more
Yeah.
lime? And I hate that this is cutting my hair out because
Yeah,
it's
it's more
a blonde helmet.
more lime, but they must have put like vanilla or something in it to give it like a creamier taste or,
Cream.
not just
Yes.
tart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Excellent.
it's quite delicious.
Oh,
So,
good.
well, yeah. I mean, of course, I sweetened it already
Mm.
before trying it. And
Cheers.
yours is so pretty. That's such a pretty black accented
It's
teacup.
very elegant. It's Royal Albert, of course.
Oh, of course.
Um,
They can do
it's
no
one of
wrong.
you know me.
I
This is one that one of the said the 100 years of Royal Albert that Jose gave me.
Oh,
And this was one of them. This is oh well, why do I do that when it's on the
I know,
bottom
right?
here? This is um this is the 1910s
Oh my gosh.
from 1910, and the pattern is called Duchess.
Ooh, well,
Hitting
look
all
at
the right
that.
marks today, aren't I?
Duchess and Sandringham.
Sandringham and
I
yeah,
know.
she's gonna.
So I just realized, like, we're supposed to stir tea. I was like, this makes it even trickier when you're like in the teeny tiny cup.
Oh my gosh, there's
It
no
means you're
stirring,
using the spoon.
just dunking. You're better off just blowing the heat off of it.
I know. It's
Like
so funny.
stirring. Can
Okay.
I go to tea? Because I know we have a lot to cover, and you
Yes,
and I both have limited time today.
correct.
Limited time because an hour and 15 minutes is not enough for Lady
I
Amy and
know. I
Lady
know.
Nancy to catch up.
I know.
Um, so you and I have talked about blending our own teas before.
Yes, we have.
If you, I suppose it's legal because I've seen it done in other
Yeah.
establishments. You take a tea that you've worked on, alter it a little bit, and you can call it your own thing. So one of the things that the Lucy Burns suffragist
Mhm.
gallery and I have talked about in the past is creating a tea for them to be able to sell.
Right.
We keep going back and forth, but do they have the budget for it? How do we market this? Is it their label? Is it my label?
Right.
Whose is it? Things like that. So, one of my favorite teas, and I know I sent it to you. I can get it at a renowned shop. It is a chain,
Yeah.
um, and it's called Lady Earl Grey Cream.
Okay.
So take Earl Grey cream and you have lavender and
Oh.
there are extra orange peel. It
Hmm.
doesn't just have the bergamot essence, it actually has orange and lemon peel
Oh wow. Okay.
dry in it. Um, it is it truly is right up there. If I had to name one of
Yeah.
my favorite teas, if I
That's
had,
it.
that would have to be, if it's not the first one, it's like the second one.
Right.
It just makes me happy when I drink it. I don't know how else to explain it. It's just a
That's
lovely
awesome.
tea. So I thought, couldn't I get Earl Grey
Mhm.
cream,
Yeah.
creme de la Earl Grey, whatever you want to call that,
Right.
lavender to it,
Right.
add the peels to it.
Yeah.
Now, throw in that the suffragist flower is sunflower. Get
Mhm.
sunflowers or calendula. Calendula leaves are also. So I'm
Right.
pulling a Meghan Markle here. Pulling the Dutch. I am putting
Beautiful.
sprinkles of
I
flowers in
love it. Flower sprinkles, flower sprinkles.
sprinkles. And it pulls out the lavender and the cornflower petals
Yeah.
and the sunflower petals, while the purple and the gold,
Oh, right.
the yellow are the suffragist colors.
Yes. Yes.
It's a lady gray tea.
Yeah.
So we are going to try that out at our tea. And
Awesome.
because I'm not going to call it the Lucy Burns Gallery Tea or the Lucy
Okay.
Burns or Creme de
Yeah.
Lucy Burns, whatever we're going to call it if we ever do this. I'm putting this, I'm altering this, and I'm calling it Lady Gray's Garden.
Oh, cute.
Isn't
That's
that cute? I'm
amazing.
like,
That's so cute.
I don't even want to change the name now. I think
No,
it's
that's
so great.
adorable.
I think it's great. So that's one of the teas that we're going to serve, and if it works well, if I can
Right.
get it as close enough to this other tea that I can get in the other place, then yes, I think we're going to talk about how I'm either going to tell them how to do it.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know how to go about marketing this,
Yeah,
so
yeah. That's awesome. So I would say, I mean, get the creme, the Lady Grey one that you like, right?
mhm.
And then just only you only have to add the sunflowers, right? Or
Well, the thing is, it's missing that vanilla component. And the
oh,
only place I have ever found
yeah.
Lady Grey cream is this particular place, and it already has the lavender and the
Right.
peel
So
and
you
the
can't
flowers in it.
just do get that and then add to it.
I don't know how to get the vanilla unless I'm doing Lady Grey tea and vanilla tea
Right.
and all this other stuff.
But
So if
theirs
I
has
just go
the
with creme de la Earl Grey
the
or Earl
creme
Grey
de la herb.
cream, then it already
Oh,
has that bergamot orange and the
right, right.
vanilla. And it's not really Lady Grey because we're going to be calling this Lucy Burns
Right.
officially.
I
So,
see, I see. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So it's like a hybrid.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm excited to try it out. I'm still waiting for the citrus rinds to come. But I have everything
Oh,
else for
great.
it and we're gonna give it a shot. So again, I don't know how to do the labeling on this.
That's exciting.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Well, you don't know how to do the labeling as in what to label it or like the actual printing of a label.
What to label? Is this only going to have the Lucy Burns Gallery
Right,
insignia on it? Is it going to have the cup and crown insignia on it?
right.
Is it going to have both?
That's
I don't know. Who
right.
is this? If they deny me mine, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't know that they would, all I have to go in
Yeah.
is say, and I could even go in and say, hey, here's a label I'm
Yeah,
proposing.
yeah.
Um, if they say it really just needs to, for whatever legal reasons,
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
keep it theirs, then I'll be like, okay, now the next question is, am I blending this and providing it to you and you're paying me so you can put it out
Yeah.
there? Or am I telling you, these are the things you need to order, these are
Right.
the portions you need to put, and it's all yours from here.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah.
But
You're in charge of
I would,
production.
hey, you want it, you're
Yeah.
gonna have to pay me for the recipe
Mm-hmm.
because it's my blend at this point.
Yeah, yeah. And it's your yeah, yeah. All of your
Yes.
research and development.
Yes, exactly. Exactly right.
So yes. Well, that's awesome. Yeah,
Mm.
I would think that you could even do something that's like, saying cup and crowns special, like a special blend for the Lucy Burns Museum or whatever,
Something like
right?
exactly. Or
So
even if
like
they want to do it the opposite, the Lady Burns teas, because she wants a green option too. So I'm haven't even done
oh,
that one
okay.
yet. But you know, uh buy, the
Right.
Lucy Burns tea, Lucy Burns Garden. I don't know, whatever they
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to call
yeah.
it. Lucy
Right,
Burns, black tea blend,
right.
by Cup and Crown.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
where at least mine would be at the bottom somewhere or something. And that's perfectly fine with me. I have no
Right,
problem with that.
right.
So, anyway, so
Okay.
that's me going on a rant. I've got other business, but let's hear from you.
Yeah. Okay, so I
You look
had
lovely in that green dress. Lady Amy had an event
you.
recently. She's had a few events.
Thank you. Yes, and the illustrator that like did the little picture of me that I put up, I've yeah, that I'm like obsessed with it. I was like, that's the cutest little drawing.
It is. You should pop that up here. Do a screen share?
Yeah, you're right. I should.
Adorable. It's
So,
adorable.
okay, so yesterday was my fourth tea party in 2 weeks.
Oh my
So
goodness.
like the end of September was just like this big rush. So like from the 18th to yesterday,
Yes.
18th to 30th, there were 4 parties. Um, so I learned a lot about my turnaround time.
That's good. That's good to know because
Um,
you need to know that. Yes.
yes, yes. Uh and it really has helped me smooth out some of my processes and whatnot.
Good.
Um,
Good.
so they went great. It started out with the first one where I was wearing the green dress, and that one was with the I Said Yes wedding group, and there were about 75 people there, and went great. But that wasn't the typical tea party. That was like an evening dinner where there was also tea, and the whole theme was like tea party, because it was um their event was called No Sugar Added because they were going to be telling stories from the events industry, like basically, it's like spilling the tea but like giving it, like not sugarcoating it.
Exactly. I
Yeah,
love that. Oh,
so
that's great. I
yeah.
thought these were people that, insist that sugar is bad for you and is going to be
No, I know. Yeah, that's
some
why it was
anti-sugar
funny.
rant.
Yeah, that's why it's funny where it's like it's called No Sugar Added, but I will be bringing sugar.
Okay. Okay.
But their stories have no sugar. So we had some very interesting stories from different people, and then it was kind of like open it up to the table, to the little tables, to like talk to me like, how would you have handled that situation? Like they'd leave you hanging with it and be like, how are
Uh-huh.
you gonna handle it? And then they would afterwards they'd say, here's how this person handled it. So it was pretty cute. um and then after that, I had a one that I did with the nonprofit called Wedding Wish, and that was done at a not a retirement home, but like it was like a retirement daycare, basically. It's like an adult daycare. Um,
Hmm.
so there were 24 people there that day, and so I brought all my tea and everything. The person with Wedding Wish and Candyland Designs, she did all of the food and everything. She even brought the tiered stands, so I was like, all right.
I know. So easy. Those are the hardest things
I
to bring
know.
in and to dismantle. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and they didn't want to use like the real dishes, right? It was like paper napkins, paper plates, just real teacups and everything, right? So they
Okay.
still used the real teacups, and we poured all of their tea because I told the person I was working with, I was like, so I usually put the teapots out on the table for people to serve themselves. And I'm like, judging by the customers today, I don't think that's a good idea. She was like, yeah, no. Like these people are not, yeah, let's not give them heavy hot teapots, right?
Right,
So,
right.
so that worked out well. And it was a great crowd. They of course like loved all the China tea, and it was like like men and women. Um, and they all really liked it. It was fun. And then fast forward a few days after that, I had the baby shower that I sent you pictures of, and
Yes.
that was in their home, and it was so pretty. She had like the whole front room. She had emptied of her own furniture, rented tables and really pretty chairs. Yeah, and like they had a florist that like came and like did all of the faces, so they had like everything. They had the food catered, which the caterer is a tea. I guess I shouldn't say their name. is
I'm always worried about
is
that.
a
Yeah.
tea place in town, who I said, like, when she told me that's where she's gonna get the food, I was thinking like, oh great, because they know how to do it. Well, they do when they remembered to fulfill your order. So luckily her husband tried to go and pick it up early in the day at like 11:30 or whatever, and they're like, and he's like waiting around, and they're like, yeah, it should be ready in a minute, and he's like waiting around 15 minutes, whatever. So she calls and they're like, well, we don't have the order. She's like, okay, here's like the copy of my receipt. Here's or like, you guys
Yeah.
placed it,
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever. So they're like, okay, we're so sorry. We'll get it ready and we'll have someone deliver it by 1:30. And the party started at 2. And so,
Okay.
but I showed up at like 11:45. So the plan was that the food was going to be there around 11:30 initially. And once the food got there, it was like, great, now I'll come with my dishes and everything
Yes.
and I'll
Instead of
help
picking it
put it
up.
out.
Sure.
So it was still fine because I still needed to put all of my stuff out. So it was fine that I was there early. So put everything out. And then as the food got there, I placed it all where I thought looked good. So that the mother, well, she is a mother, not the mother to be, the second time mother to be,
Okay.
child, um, so that she could mix and mingle with her guest. So it went really well. She wanted to play the etiquette game that I have and
Yes.
the British and Royal Trivia. And both of those went great. Like once they realized why they had these fake British pounds in front of them. Once I told them, I was like, okay, so you might notice there's a stack. Like everybody got 5 20-pound notes to start.
Okay.
And and then so it's like, so here's the rules. And like the very first one is like pinkies down. Like I get it. Everyone thinks it's pinkies up. Keep your pinkies down. And then what was funny is I said one of them, I go, it's gonna be a little bit harder to tell on your neighbor. I said, is crossing your legs at your ankles and not at your knees. And everybody started looking under the table.
I know. So
Like,
hard. All of a sudden, you just see this. It
it
just
was.
shifted.
It was so funny to see everyone, yeah, like immediately like, oh my God, wait. And then one girl was like, the table legs are in the way. I can't cross mine the right way. I was like, it's okay, well, fine. So
Penalized, take her pound.
I know. So they were very funny. And then what I did for the trivia game, and that one was gonna be only if there was time, and there ended up being time. So we played that one. And the way I did that was I was like, I guess just raise your hand if you know the answer. And the first one that I see raising their hand and answers correctly gets another 20-pound note. So it was like, so if you lost your money during etiquette time, there's a chance you might be able to win money back. And then you'll count your money at the very end of both games, and that's those are the winners. So
Right.
it was so funny because of course the very first one I asked, someone just blurted out the answer. They're like, oh, I'm supposed to raise my hand.
Take her money.
And
Take her money.
I was like, I go, it's okay. Like I gave her a note anyway. I was like, okay, so everybody raise your hands. So I had two people next to each other. One raised her hand, one behind her said the answer. And I go, so I went and gave them each a 20-pound note. It's like, I go, I was like, I'm being a little willy-nilly with this. But it
This
was
is
fun.
like this is like the elementary classes I substitute teach for. Okay, so raise your hand when I ask this question, and yeah, and five people blurt out. Okay.
It was so funny. And then so one of my questions was, do you know what type of monarchy it is that they have? Like, what's it called? And of course, well, I mean, not surprisingly, nobody knew off the top of their head. And then I said, it starts with a C. And I said, it is something that is sort of a version of a word that we Americans really like to talk about. And a couple people were like, conservative? And I go, nope, nope. So finally, I was like, constitutional, because I tried to be like, it's a document. And like, people are just like, I don't know what you're talking about. That
That
was
yeah,
funny.
that's people don't even know about our own government here, let alone with the
Oh,
British
I
government.
know. Yeah. And
Like
it's like, I
seriously.
only know that because I'm who I am, right?
I know, right?
And I don't know if
Exactly.
I would even remember it on the spot if somebody asked me, right? But so that was just funny. And the bonus round question was, can you name the three kids of William and Kate? And yeah, I know. And it's funny because the one girl who like had answered a bunch of them correctly, she raised her hand like right away, and then she was like, George Charlotte, and she's like, oh my God, oh my God.
I gotta get it. I gotta get
So, it was like, it starts with an L. It's like, Louis, you get it. You're the closest still.
That's right. That's right. If nobody else has their hands
Yeah.
raised, for sure.
So that was a really fun party. And then so that was party three. Party four was yesterday. That was with the wedding venue map group. And that one was excellent. So that one was a spill the tea theme, but it was the I guess the owner of Wedding Venue Map, Shannon Tarrant, she was speaking, and it was specifically only venues who attended. So this was
Okay.
a kind
Okay.
of a lecture geared towards venue owners slash venue salespeople, right? Whoever it
Right.
is that books the events. So that ended up being an excellent place for me. And what we did was we had my teapots and teacups elevated a little bit on the tables as part of the decoration as
Yes.
centerpieces. But
Right.
also, what we ended up doing was setting up a table towards the back that was like a tea station. So I had all my teacups and saucers set out neatly, and I had tea made on my little tea cart, and we had a little cocktail table and like sugar and milk.
Mhm.
So you could come up, pick out your teacup, and then tell us what tea you want, pour it, and then go to your sugar milk. And then you can walk around with it. You can take it to your table, do whatever you want, right?
Right.
It was a great way for people to see all the tea sets that I have and try the good tea, because some people they were like, what is this one? Like, where can I get this? It's like, send me a message.
Right.
I'll,
Yes. I'll
I'll
help you out.
listen to it. Yeah. But I had an assistant yesterday, which was amazing, which I only learned of last Thursday. Really was introduced last Friday. So she is the cousin of one of the people that works at Wedding Venue Map.
Hmm.
And when I was having a meeting with the Wedding Venue Map person, she was like, "Oh, by the way, like my cousin, like will like loves tea party, like kind of like she will work for you, like anytime you need her, let her know, kind of thing."
Right.
And I
Right.
was like, "Really? Like she'll just volunteer?" She's like, "Yes, she'd love it." I was like, "All right." So yeah.
You take that
And
free help.
she's like late 20s, right? It's not like she's a student or a teenager or anything. Um,
Hmm.
so it meant that I didn't have to like hold her hand and guiding her, right? It's like she knows tea stuff already. Like she took initiative to just kind of like be in charge of the tea cart, and like I would kind of greet people as they came and like help them pick out a cup, and then they would take their cup to her and she would
Yes.
tell them the
Right.
pieces, right?
That's awesome. Yeah.
So that, and of course setting up and tearing down was a lot better, which I've learned in the industry. It's called striking. That's what tearing down means. Or
Yeah.
that's
Just
what you
like
call it.
strike the
Yeah.
set kind of thing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
See what I mean?
So yes, so that went great. And then I came home and I passed out for 3 hours. And then I woke up at 9:30 and went ahead and did the dishes. I thought I was just gonna soak them, and then I was like, oh well, maybe I'll just do it. And so that, yes, that went great. And one more side note, so I've added a part-time job to this since I've talked to you last. So I'm back at the law firm where I was, but doing a completely different thing. This is something that like we've been talking about. It's a new position, but I'm essentially sort of like client services for the clients who have like sort of fallen away, and like they're so busy they don't have time to like be like, hey, do you still want, are you still like, you
Yes.
gave us some documents,
Right.
want to keep
Right.
going? And they have like over 100 of these. So I'm only working 10 hours a week, so we're keeping it slim and flexible, because I know I like have the tea party stuff, right? So yeah, and I might and doing some subbing when it's planned further out. So
Yes, yeah.
yeah,
And in public school, you get those. You get, teachers
yeah,
who
I
are
got
wanting their vacation days or doctor's appointments for their kids, things like that. Yes.
right. Yes, and I finally got contacted directly with the person from Piper School that does the scheduling for subs, and she now texts me. So I have 2 days in October now, which is
Oh, good.
great, because I
Good.
was having so much trouble finding her school openings on the app that were like listed for everyone, because this person goes to the people she knows of first, right? Before
Yes.
putting it out there. And
Yes.
it hardly ever makes it out there.
Yes. That's quite common. Quite
Yes.
common. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a lot going on. That's what, yeah, that's what's been going on with the tea business.
Oh, very
And
good.
now I'm
Oh,
like trying to come up for air.
I know, I know. Cheers and relax, and hot tea is good for
Yes,
that.
I
Absolutely.
know. Yeah.
Um, well, I have a tea coming up on the 25th at the museum.
Mhm.
We are, as governors are only allowed one 4-year term. So we will have a new governor,
Mhm.
and it will be a female because we only have two females as the front runners
Yeah. Oh wow.
um, from each party. So the museum came and said, "Hey, this is a big deal. We're not just voting here. This is, two women. So there's going to
Right.
be, Virginia's first ever female governor,
Right.
whichever, whoever gets elected.
Hmm.
And, let's celebrate that. Let's have an equality for
Oh
that."
yeah.
So we're doing that on the 25th. Um, I'm hoping, I should say, we have to get enough people to fill those slots or they cancel on me.
Right.
So I'm after, oh my goodness, you
I know.
said,
I was like, let me go to
totally
my,
went off.
I want to go to
Uh,
my haunted house too. I was like, you're in your haunted house.
I
Let me
love
go to
it.
my
I love
haunted
it.
house.
Um, and immediately, like less than 24 hours later, I'm at somebody else's house for a bridal shower
Oh
on
wow.
Sunday. Yeah, so it's going to be back to back. And
My
yes, I
goodness.
have the teacup, so I can set the teacups, this teacup set over here,
Hmm.
and then these sets over here will come with
Right.
me to this party.
Yes.
But it's going to be the plates because I don't have a ton of plates.
Uh-huh.
I've never done a party for more than 30. So I'm going
Right.
to have to come home, wash the plates and the cake stands, at least, and the teapots.
Um,
Maybe the teapots. We'll see.
oh my God.
So I have to make sure that I'm like, okay, divide my
Right.
dining room table, and that's this party and that's this party.
Right. Oh my God.
So I have those two coming up. Um, then I got, and this is why I was texting you
Yeah.
yesterday. I
Yes.
hope I haven't shot myself in the foot. You and I always come back to what should we be charging? What's reasonable? Am
Uh-huh.
I underselling myself and
Sure.
cheating myself, or am I overquoting here? So I got a request from someone who has attended. I guess she was volunteering
Hmm.
at the museum, and so
Hmm.
she attended one of my teas and my lectures. My lecture about how tea was thoroughly instrumental in helping the women earn the right to vote. And so she's now the interim CEO of the Reston, which is a city, Reston Chamber.
Okay.
Would I please, she'd like to have a women's forum, also in light of the fact that we're going to have a new governor, female.
Right.
She's looking at the end of January.
Okay.
How many people can I host?
Right.
I said, I have 1,000 questions for you. I didn't say that, but I need to have a
Sure.
conversation. Why are people so adamant about not having a conversation, Amy, so that you can sit down and figure out what it is that they're looking for
I
before you
know.
price? So very frustrating with that. So I emailed her back and I said, I would love to do this event. I'm so glad you enjoyed the tea at the museum. Can we have a conversation? I have many questions before, and here's my cell phone number. We can, text me, let me know because I can respond to this faster. So it's been over a week and I figured, well, that's done. And sure enough, she texted me yesterday.
Great.
And she said, I'm really interested in doing this, really want to do this. And I said, again, I still have a lot of questions. However, if you are looking to do a private equality,
Right.
we offer that at the museum. You can have it in the museum. They'll close off the
Right.
museum for you. You can be surrounded by all the artifacts and all the trivia and
Yeah.
everything else. Get your personal tour. And she came back and she said, I'm aware of those, but I'm looking at 100+ people. The museum cannot host that. And it's too far from Reston because Reston is a
Right.
good 45 minutes from me. And I was like,
Okay.
100+ people. Hmm.
Right.
How am I going to do that?
So,
Me serving tea for 100 people. Is she looking for food? Is she looking for scones?
I
So
know.
I did, and she didn't want to have a conversation. She wants me to text her back on this. So I'm like, okay, so first thing first, got it, 100+ people.
Hmm.
Are you providing food? Are you asking me to provide food?
Right.
Um, I can comfortably do 50-ish,
Right.
going up a little bit more from that. God knows I've got the teacups.
Sure. Right.
But me doing a lecture and a game and with my trivia and running around and refreshing teapots for 100 people. I can't do
No.
that alone. I can't do that alone. And so she came back and she said, what if you don't do the tea? What if you don't do the food? And
Mhm.
you just come in with your fabulous lecture, which I was so
Yeah.
flattered. She said that with
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
fabulous, something
That's
like that
true. Yeah.
lecture. And you just do that. Yeah, absolutely. Would love to. Where's the
Right.
microphone in the spotlight?
Right.
But that's why I was trying to go back. I'm like, okay, should I have a flat fee for lecturing? Should I increase that fee
Yeah.
based on the number of people?
Right.
Do they have the media for me and the
Mhm.
microphone to be able
Oh
to?
yeah, that all has to play into it.
That all
Yeah.
has to, yes. So I went with a per person price,
Okay.
very cheap,
Yeah.
and capped it. I said, and if it goes above 100 people, I will cap it at this.
Okay. Right.
However,
Right.
if it goes over 125, we may need to
Right.
renegotiate
Right.
a little bit. Does that work within your budget? I
Yeah.
am very excited about the possibility of
Right.
doing this for you.
Right.
I'm just sitting and waiting.
You just waiting now.
Did
Well,
I shoot myself in the foot?
I
Did I?
don't think not yet because it took her a while to respond text you in the first place. So
And
she
she may have to
was
go back to the powers
slow.
that be and say, hey, do we have a budget for this? Or,
Right. Right. And okay, so I put in the chat uh a link to a new page that I made specifically for like bridal.
mhm.
But this is something I created after having the phone call with the wedding venue map person last week, Nicole, who helped me with like marketing and planning stuff. So I can't talk to your exact type of client, but the bridal, like the wedding, whatever, clients who are planning events, right? Okay, so right now the trend is that they don't know what they want. They don't know how to ask for it. You have to like show them exactly what it is and they hand it to them and make it simple. Don't make it overwhelming.
Right?
So I I created this page. I don't know if you can click it if it'll mess you up.
I hope it doesn't. Um,
I mean you might lose me for a second, but I like we will still be recording and together.
okay,
Not
yes, I hope
me.
so. Keep
So
smiling. Okay, I'm looking at it. Yes.
okay, so with that, it was coming up with three separate packages, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the bridal bachelorette tea, which everybody thinks like that's kind of like the obvious one for what I do. The other one, the pre-ceremony tea, which and uh I've done before, like pre-COVID at a wedding to kind of get everybody into a central area before they're allowed to go to wherever the ceremony is
Right.
and to make sure everyone's there like on time. And then, or the cocktail hour tea. So after the ceremony, in place of like cocktail hour, or along with cocktails, right? Like I'd have my own tea station set up again. So uh this is what I created. And then if
It
you
looks phenomenal. Before you, it
yeah.
looks fantastic.
Oh,
I
well, thank you.
think your website looks amazing. Yes.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead. Yes.
So it's all Canva, Canva and MailChimp. So
Okay.
um but so then what she told me to do, because like you, I'm like, well, do I need to ask that, like, do I need to just tell them that food is included and like try upcharge it? Like, and she was like, you need to give them, split it up, and again make it feel like they have options, but it's not overwhelming.
Right.
That's where I
Yes.
have the sweets are one thing. You pick three, and there's just additional cost per person.
Right.
Scones, if you only wanted scones, you can do that. Or if you only want to do scones and sweets, right? You can pick any of them. And then the savory. And I just listed off like ones that I know I'll be able to get from caterers or whatever.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
And so that way they feel like, okay, I can wrap my head around what it would be, what the budget would be, what this looks like, what's the kind of like what's the
Yes.
purpose of it.
Yes.
And so with yours, I feel like I know now you're at like the point of being a speaker, but yeah, it's like we have to come up with a plan that's like basically one, are you going to offer to do food at all, or are you going to be
Mhm.
strictly no food? Um, because I've been strictly no food, but to an extent with those kinds of parties, I'm like, well, I can outsource it, right? Like I can manage the caterer. If you don't want to do it yourself with the
Right.
caterer, right? Or buy them yourself, then I'll do it. And that way it makes it just more clear for people and
Yes.
and shows them what, yeah, what it is. But so I'm excited about that because I was like, oh, okay, I put that together and Nicole like approved it. So, and
It
she
looks
knows,
great.
yeah, she knows the couples these days much better than I do because that's their job is doing all the trends and stuff.
Right.
So, yeah. So that was, yeah. So when you said that, I was like, oh, I was like, oh my goodness, this is like brand new for me. That's related.
But it looks really good. It looks very professional. I am trying desperately to get back into the
Oh no, you
videos.
can't find me.
I'm trying. Let's
Can
see
you
if
just
I get
close
out
out your
of this.
browser? Can you just close out the website window?
Let me see. Ha ha ha. Am I in Zoom? Am I right
Um,
now?
that's very
It's
funny.
not
So
working. Let me see. I don't know how to do this because I was able to find before.
yeah, you found me. I was hiding behind some stuff earlier.
But you're not hiding now. Oh, there we
Um,
are. I don't know what I did, but I did.
but you
Doesn't
got
matter.
me? Okay.
Yes, I did.
So
I did. Yes.
okay, so I know we have royal stuff to discuss as well. Do we have it? Is there any more tea business before we move on?
No, and I'm not saying prices on here.
Mhm.
Um, I should probably send you a chat.
Yeah.
Um, and it was, let me see.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I don't say prices on here, but the other thing was like they also say as far as like especially wedding vendors, if they don't like to list their prices online, then they're like, then people are going to move on because they're like, they don't want to have to call and talk to every single person for a quote.
Right.
And especially now these days, like the couples are, even if they talk to you and they love you or whatever you do, then they still, though, it's like the whole FOMO thing, fear of missing out. They still have to look at other places. They feel the urge to look at other places because they're like, like I really
Yes.
like you. I want to go with you. You
Yes.
have to check other places.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now I'm looking. Okay.
Take a
Uh,
look at that. Well, it's no different than this bridal that I am doing on the 26th.
right.
I gave her the options. I mean, I looked into, I'm like, I'm not doing the food.
Hmm.
We also are coming up to new laws of having to tax and
Uh,
add tax to food products and stuff
right.
like that as of 2026.
Right.
So I don't know if I'm even going to offer any of that anymore. It's going to be like, I'm sorry, I don't do food. You're going to have to do it.
Sure. Sure.
But I did what you and I talked about. It's like I didn't you have to consider the cost of the product, your time, and your
Yes.
overhead and stuff like that. So instead of doing the triple, I just did the double. I'm like, here's what
Right.
sandwiches. If you
Right.
want me to do the tea, scones, and sandwiches, it's this. If you want me to do tea and scones, it's
Right.
this. If you want tea, scones, and sweets, I'll do this. But I caveat and say I can offer many ways where you can cut the prices back on this. And the first one is do the food yourself.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Push yourself. It's really easy. But a lot of I don't get I don't blame. I get that they want here's the party. I want you to come in. I want
Yeah.
you to
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
everything because I
Right.
just want to sit back and do this all day. This is
Yeah.
what I
Yeah. Right.
so and that's what she said. You know what? We got the food. Great.
Right.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great. So
So,
so
but
I'm
yeah,
okay, so I'm looking at your pricing. I think that's fine and like extremely fair. Uh
I hope so.
the only other thing like I would say like going forward is maybe deciding on how small of a group you're willing to talk to and make that your base price, right?
Right.
And then just say whatever per person after. Like so for my base prices, I made the base price just a little bit more expensive. And then it's like you're saving a buck or two per person after that kind of thing.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But so that's I'm making more water for
Okay.
my tea.
I
Um
just I
but
kind of feel like for 100 plus people, if you really think that's what you're getting, I don't think that's asking too much.
Oh, not at all. I feel like,
Does it
yeah,
change anything for me? I'm still giving the same speech in the lecture, but
but
yeah,
guest speaking, yeah, especially like, yeah, and you'll have to, yeah, find out if they have all the AV stuff that you need.
yeah, that was part of the question too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, but I mean, it's nice that she's already seen, right? Like you do your
Yes.
thing. So like
Yes.
you're not like an unknown quantity kind of thing, right? Like she knows what
Uh-uh.
she'd be paying for.
Uh-uh.
So
Yes. And I would tweak the end of my lecture because the end of my lecture says, I don't need to tell you what happened, when we got
right,
the right to vote on August 18th, da, da, da,
right.
da. But I think I would probably tweak that a bit and talk about how T was still involved in, I don't like the Kennedys, Rose Kennedy,
Hmm.
JFK's mom would hold teas.
Oh,
And
okay.
you had
Yeah.
to pay money to come in and have tea with Rose
Right.
Kennedy and some other relative.
Oh, okay. That's
And I
fine.
think there are other ways, there are definitely other things out there that I can pull in. Um,
Right.
and it lengthens it a little bit more. They feel like
Yeah.
they're getting more bang for their buck.
Yeah. And
So
I mean, it's not like it's a nonprofit, like whatever banquet thing, whatever it is that they're doing, right? Like,
yeah, I
so
don't know. I don't know the parameters. See, I go back to when the lady that the knitting lady,
yeah.
the online knitting guild,
Uh-huh.
and she would not have a conversation with us
Right.
whatsoever to
Right.
so for us to ask questions. And
Mm-mm.
so we went back and offered based on what we know she charges for
Right.
her 2-day event, whatever, based
Right.
on what you and I think, for the amount of time we knew we were going to have to put into this,
Yeah. Yeah.
working up to it, etc. Um, and completely shot down.
Right.
And it's like if you had just gotten on the phone and
Right.
said,
Right.
this is what I'm looking for. This is what I charge. I'm looking for something within this budget. But after 3 attempts of
Right.
asking her, she just would not come forward with
Right.
that. And that's really frustrating.
It
That's really
is.
frustrating.
It is frustrating. I feel like, but on the other end, it's like, everyone's afraid, like, to say what their budget is, right?
Yes.
And like like you and I, I'm guessing, I'm guessing you two, as like customers of some place, if they say what's your budget, you think, oh, because they're gonna go up to it or try to go over it,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
you feel like it's a dangerous thing to answer, right? You're like,
Yes.
no, I just want to know what your price is. Like, just tell me what your
Uh-huh.
price is, regardless of what my budget
Right.
is.
Right.
It's
Well,
like,
I have to be honest with you. If she comes back and says, we were hoping for half of that, I'll be like, I'll take it.
yeah, right, right.
Truly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
It's
like
not,
depending on the situation, it's like maybe we can negotiate or whatever, right?
yes, exactly. Hey,
But
well, and that's what I'm hoping. So I'm laying low today. I'm
yeah,
hoping to go back tomorrow and say, I just want to make sure
yeah,
that, I'm anxious to work for, make sure this fits within your budget.
right,
If, I'm willing to negotiate. Again, don't want to shoot myself in the foot if
right.
they're,
Yeah, it's like you
you
don't
know,
want to offer negotiation. Yeah, yeah. Maybe just say that you're, just wanted to follow up before the. Wait, what's today? Wednesday? Oh yeah, tomorrow's.
yeah.
I was
Mhm.
thinking tomorrow's Friday. I was gonna be like, just want to follow
Oh,
up before the weekend
the
started
weekend.
and like
Yes.
see,
Yes.
if you had any questions or about it, and
Hmm. Yeah.
let me know if there's any issues with your bud or
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah,
Fingers
without
crossed.
using the word that you're willing to negotiate.
I know, right?
Let her tell you there's a
Exactly.
problem first.
Yes. If this were an event
Yeah.
and you were charging an at-door fee
Yeah.
or a fee per place at the table,
Right.
then what I'm charging is nothing.
No, I was saying like even just like networking events that I go to, especially
Mhm.
within the events industry, every let's see, sorry, pouring my water. Every single event is, I'd say, on the low end is $35 to get in. The average is $50, and then sometimes they go up as much as like 65, and that's per person.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's yeah. So I'm just like, yeah, if it's a group of people that are, celebrating the female governor, whoever,
Yes. Yeah.
I'm like, they're gonna be paying to go, especially if it's something with 100 people, right? Like
Yes.
that's a big to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming some kind of food and refreshment
Yes.
is going to be required. And I would love to be able to do the tea, but I'm going to have to get assistance for that.
Yeah.
There is no way.
So that's the other thing. So like if they are, having it at a venue, right? Because they have to find a venue for
Mhm.
it. So they have
Mhm.
a venue. Depending on the venue, they might already have the staff or the caterers will be there to help. Otherwise, there's like event staffing places you can go through.
Yes.
That
I could find a couple of college kids who just want
well,
to
yeah,
make a little bit of money
right,
for an hour's worth of work. I'm
right,
thinking
right.
tops. Yeah, there's that. And if not, or even if so, if they are willing to meet my price,
Mhm.
I want to get a video content person
Yes.
to video me because people want to see what it is I do. This, did I tell you? And I know you know what I'm talking about with this. So my last museum tea,
Yes.
neighbor up the street
Mhm.
said, "This is amazing." She said, we just got back from a Viking cruise. And she said, they're looking for people to do events like this all the time. And I
What?
went, Amy.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah, and so I just for giggles I went and looked on Vikings like you have to have video content. They're not going to just take
No.
my word like yeah, I talk to people all
For
the time.
sure. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Um so there has to be video content and people need to see. And it's not that we are a much more visual world,
Yes.
especially since COVID. And that's where your website and your videos and things like that, your
Right.
photos, they're phenomenal. They're
Right.
fantastic. And you've been so lucky to get them.
Yes.
And
It's like
yeah,
yeah, yeah. It's like it's the groups. It's like
yes,
the more yeah, sponsor things that you do yourself with
hmm
other sponsors. You get
yes,
professional photography and video.
right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it,
exchange for your own services.
yes. And I know that it's an investment that is well paid because it will be well played,
Yes. Yeah.
and for future jobs and stuff like that, where people
Yes.
go, well, I don't know what she's really going to do, and I don't know what she's really capable of until they
Right.
actually see.
So yeah,
So,
trying to
yeah,
find a social, yeah, or it's called a content creator. Yeah, but like,
content creator.
yeah, so you're gonna find a content creator in your area, and you know, hopefully one that's like not brand new, right? Like they at least know
Yes, yes,
how to turn the videos over to you in like
yes,
a reasonable fashion and a reasonable time.
yeah,
Um, like
yeah,
the ones that work in the wedding industry, I'll say are amazing because their whole thing is that like it will take a while for the photographers to get your wedding photos to you. They have to edit, they have to do all these things, right? It takes a while. They're like, I can get you content within 24 hours after your wedding so you can post your things from the wedding and you don't have to wait for months and months, right?
hmm
And that's not in place of the photographer. That's just like in addition to.
right.
But so that's what's so nice is like, yeah, they're used to like turning it around fast.
Very quickly. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm wondering if I couldn't, and my friend Kristen, who's the one who mentioned the whole Viking cruise, she works
Yeah,
at the local university. And
yeah,
I
yeah,
wonder if I couldn't get in with her to say, hey, do you have any connection to a professor who's teaching this who would be willing, that
right.
I
Even
say,
just within
hey,
marketing, right?
exactly. Yeah. And just to say, hey, looking for a student
Yeah.
who, it's not top paying, but gives them experience and I will pay.
Sure, sure.
Um, so
Absolutely.
anyway, so those are the things. I'm sorry, I keep looking over my shoulder because I don't know if my son is coming home today or
Oh,
not.
that's all right. I was saying
Um,
I gotta look at my phone because oh, okay, never mind. It's just
2:30, so we've got half an
yeah.
hour.
Okay. So Royals.
And I had a dream about Royals last night.
You
This is
did.
this
Was
is
it a good one?
hilarious. This is so funny. It was Charles and Camilla,
Oh my
and
God.
I was in London with my mom and my sister and possibly other members of my family, but they're a little foggy. We went to Royal Albert Hall,
Uh-huh.
and there was a big event, and the king and queen were just walking around, so haphazardly. He had on like a dark suit with all his medals.
Oh my gosh,
He
yeah.
had on a blue dress, but she was this tall. There are lots of people walking around, and there's a performance over here, and then there's this big room, and I just like they were sitting on these red carpeted stairs
Yeah.
watching performance, and people are just coming up and saying hello to them, like like it's no big deal. And then Tanya, my sister and I get up to go into a room and the queen walks right by both of us.
Oh
And
my
I
God.
like, I looked down because she's only this tall and looked, like dreams are so weird. Like as she's coming at me, it's
Yeah.
Camilla's face. But as I look at her closely, she was a hag. She was hideous. And we keep walking, and I said, Tina, did you do that? She's
Yeah.
like, what? And I'm like, you just walked right by the queen. And
Oh
she's
my
like,
God.
oh, I gotta go see where she is.
That's hilarious. So just to
Which
be
is so
clear, when you
stupid.
say the queen, do you mean Queen Elizabeth II?
No, I do mean Camilla,
You do
Queen
mean Camilla.
Consort,
Okay, that's what I was gonna say.
the
I didn't know if
current and
you meant
reigning
like,
queen.
yeah, I didn't
Yes.
know if you meant that Queen Elizabeth II was alive in your dreams and
No,
was
no, sorry
along
to
with you.
say. No, no, she did not visit me. No.
Okay, so you're calling Queen Camilla a hag, not
Yes.
Elizabeth II.
It's only the way my
Your
subconscious
dreams, I
works.
know.
But yes.
That's hilarious. Um, well, so okay, so we have the things that I had listed um were Harry's visit with Charles,
Yes.
President State visit, Andrew and Fergie updates,
Oh my Lord, have mercy.
and at the time Megan season 2. Were there
Mhm.
other big stories that I'm forgetting?
No, I had joked about you should, mention Princess Anne in lingerie as a
Oh, right.
headline. But that was just there's a photo. She apparently visited some lingerie manufacturer or
Manufacturer.
something
Yeah.
like that. Yes, factory. And you see
It's a
her
great
standing. There's a
photo.
wall behind her with garters and brassieres
And
and
it's
things like
yeah,
that.
and it's rather it's not like I don't know, it's not like I'll say like it doesn't look like a posh Victoria's Secret wall behind
No,
her.
no, no, it did
Well,
not. It did not. So,
as from like a fashion merchandising aspect, I'm like that wall looks very plain and it looks
right.
old and outdated. Like it looks like
Yes.
an old shop.
Yes, exactly,
But
exactly. But
yeah,
and I
and
never even read the article. I just like swiped and I was like, wait,
I know,
what?
I know. And then the lingerie is like just a little bit more it's a little intense or at least a little bit on the more serious side.
Yes, yes. It was not frivolous and frou-frou and pretty and colorful or anything like that.
So
Yeah, yeah.
hilarious and amazing that she is like, yeah, whatever. I go and visit businesses and this is just another business, like whatever.
Yes, yes, exactly. Exactly.
So that's
Oh my
great.
gosh, so funny.
Um,
Well,
okay,
start whatever you want to
okay.
dive in.
So
Great.
Harry, so let's talk about Harry and Charles, right? So Harry uh, was able to have tea with King Charles over in England.
Hmm.
And it was reported that they had it for like an hour, which was like a great amount of time, all
Yes.
things considered. And not okay, so right away, not much had been said about it. Like Harry had other things to go do and like other events, and someone said something about like how was whatever with you, and he's like, great, great, thanks.
Hmm.
Didn't
Hmm.
go into detail,
Good to
and
know.
that was like a fine response. My Royal Report podcast, as of I think it's this week, uh, says that someone, I think it's the Sun, right? There's like some source, of course, like always an unknown source, who claims that their meeting was sort of cold and like withdrawn, or like that it was like as if Harry was treated like just a regular diplomat or something that his dad like had to have tea with. But other reports had said like there were hugs and tears and like stuff like, and those reports were first. And as Jack Royston reported, he's like, it's easy to just assume that they would talk about his father's health and the grandkids,
Yes,
right? Like it's easy
absolutely.
to make that up. He's like, but hugs and tears, he's like, that would be a bizarre thing to make up because that's not like a given for those two. So he felt like that's likely to be more true. But Harry's team made a statement because they're upset about the people who were saying that it was like a cold, whatever, like interaction. And their statement claims sabotage from whoever doesn't want him to reconcile with his father. And basically just said like it was a great visit, blah, 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 blah. But the fact that he used like the word sabotage in it, it's just kind of like, All right, here, like easy
Yeah.
does it.
Yeah.
Does it.
Here we go again. You
Yeah,
just can't. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Well,
yeah.
um,
So
shoot
did you have
himself
any
in the foot
take on that?
again. So I do think that tears and hugs, absolutely.
Yeah,
Um, Charles was an affectionate father.
true.
Charles is an emotional man. We have seen him cry at his own father's funeral, at his
Right,
mother's funeral. He's teared up. We're not boo-hooing, but we've seen
right,
that.
sure.
He is far more of a sensitive individual than his father was in Prince
Right.
Philip.
Yeah,
Um, and I have no doubt that there were hugs and there were tears.
right.
So glad to see you, my darling boy. And Dad, how are you? How is this? Da, 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 da. Do I think Camilla was anywhere around? Absolutely not. I still hold that, Harry apparently called her a monster, and he doesn't want,
Yeah,
he has to be willing to bend on that. And if he doesn't, Charles isn't gonna
yeah,
shove
yeah,
it
yeah.
aside. So do I think that there was an emotional reunion? Yes. One of the things I had read with that the visit was basically done in two parts.
Oh, okay.
That he went in once, had the cup of tea, then Charles had another appointment, and so they had to come back and conclude it
Oh, okay.
like
Gotcha.
45 minutes later. I
Okay.
don't. I mean, it's so much hearsay. We don't
Right,
know. But it's a shame that um, reconcile.
right,
Who is expecting what from that word?
right,
Are we expecting, I forgive you, I want to see more of you, please bring Megan and the children home,
right,
we want to visit, reconcile from Harry looks like, I'm sorry, Camilla, let's let bygones be bygones and go forward from here. Or are we looking at reconciliation to be those out there that are hopefuls that Harry and Meghan return to royal life,
right,
that there's reconciliation that includes Prince William.
right.
Um, I draw the line at that one. I don't think that,
Yeah, I don't
I
think,
think this is more of a, but is it a step in that direction?
right,
Yes, I think so. I hope so. But if Harry's peeps keep coming back with,
right,
um, negativity about all this stuff, then here we are again. What if you're going to call them camps? Then Harry's camp is
right,
still not playing nicely or not playing the way
right. That you need
Charles's
to
camp
play.
needs him to
Yeah,
play
right.
in order for there to be whatever there is.
Yeah,
Is Harry's idea of reconciliation just I want to be able to come home and have Christmas at Sandringham with everybody and not
right.
let there be animosity? Or is it, I want to come home and I want the British people to pay for my,
Right.
security, blah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I have,
those are my
yeah.
takes.
I have a feeling like as far as what type of reconciliation it is or what it looks like, my take, my I guess speculation would be that uh Harry probably wants to just be able to go home and like visit and like everybody welcome him, right? He doesn't have to be a working royal, but just
Mhm.
that he's welcome,
Mhm.
and that it's not like a big deal that he was allowed to meet with someone in the royal family, right? Like just be part of
Yes.
the family again. The grandkids can come over and visit. I think Meghan visiting is years away. I don't think they're not going to feel safe regardless of what the royal family tells them. They're not going to feel safe with her traveling over there for a
No.
while.
No.
But the grandkids would be a big deal to be able to bring over and let Charles see his grandkids.
Yes.
So that would be great. And honestly, that gives them something to talk about and think about other than their own BS between each other, right? Like you're not
Yeah.
necessarily paying attention to all your grown-up stuff when you've got the kids, playing around in front of you. So I think they could be helpful to have around. But
Yeah.
uh yes, but the I think the big hurdle, of course, will be William, but also I think reconciliation does not equal anyone apologizes. I think the royal family, they may want an apology from Harry. I don't think Harry's going to give it ever. He just wants to be able to be like, okay, like we'll stop talking about it and we're gonna go, like we're just gonna move forward and I'm back part of things, but like let's just not talk about that one time. Like, unless you want to get into it kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I have
He wants acknowledgement. He
yeah,
wants acknowledgement for his side of the story.
yeah,
He wants them to go back to the press and say, this was wrong, this was wrong, we shouldn't have said this. And none of that's going to happen.
right, right.
I think that, like you said, the children can be a buffer.
Hmm.
Um, I have a difficult time. I agree with you on the Megan thing being years away. I, s- I still suspect that the Duchess has an ego, that she is not willing to kowtow,
Sure.
to be any different. And on an American level, I can say, why should she have to be on
Right,
a British royal level? I'd be like, honey, I'd be willing to do anything if I were part of that
right,
family.
right,
I'll kowtow. I can be myself behind
right,
closed doors.
right,
When it comes to the family Christmas, when it comes to, I can, smile. I
right,
can, oh, how are you doing?
right,
Properly hold my cup of tea,
right,
not outshow Kate.
right,
Don't talk about her pregnancy hormones and just, smile and ask how everybody's doing.
right,
Listen and shut up.
right,
And, I don't see any of that happening.
right.
I heard
Well, and I
something
think
recently. Yeah.
that time, I think you wouldn't be able to be married to Harry if you had that way of thinking. I feel like she probably does have an ego. I don't know why she wouldn't. And like, I'm pretty sure he's an ego enabler. Like, he's
Yes.
probably
Right.
right there behind it. Like, if she second guesses herself about maybe I should do this or that, like, he's probably like, no, like, don't let them change it, right? Like,
Yes. Yeah. And
and
I think half of that is in defense of his mom
yeah.
projected onto Megan.
Oh,
Just,
yeah. He's
yeah.
got so much that's projected
Oh,
on.
yes, yes, absolutely. Um, you see these little clips here and there, which when you, not just little snippets, but when you see whole clips of, things like where she's swatting him away or she's like ignoring him and pushing,
Yeah.
it's like, you could see some of this. You see this look on his face.
Yeah.
Is that there is that in a lot of marriages. I'm not saying they're on the
Sure.
cusp, but they're just holding it together with masking tape at
Right.
this point. I'm not saying that. Um, but I had heard this thing recently that, and it was from a former staffer
Okay.
at Buckhouse, um, that Megan was the reason that the plane was held on the tarmac as they were trying to get to Queen Elizabeth's side. And she was infuriated that she was not asked to be part of the entourage until she found out that Kate wasn't going either. And then they were saying Kate possibly stepped back, just, whatever.
Right.
And so, is this true? Is it not true? You have these people that are in the know, that were
Yeah.
former staffers, things like
Right.
that are coming out with these tales. Um,
And
so
it's
I
also
don't
like if
know.
they're staffers, they definitely have a bias, most likely in
Yes,
favor of the royal
yes,
family and
yes,
against the American intruder.
right.
But also the American in her is probably very much more like, hey, I I need to be with you for like support, whatever, right? It's more just American to feel like we all have to be together kind of thing. Like, why can't I be with you for this time or whatever, right?
Yes.
I don't think it's about like her being like, well, I should be with the queen, I think it's more about she needs to be with Harry. You
Maybe a
think?
little bit,
You
maybe.
think? She didn't seem
I
that
don't
excited to
know.
even meet
I don't know.
her.
I think the actress in her,
Yeah,
the Spotlight Ranger, I have a friend who used to call it that, the Spotlight Ranger in her was like, oh my gosh, there can't be photos of this and I'm not present. I
right.
can't help but think that because even on like the tiniest level, and I'm looking at our time because we got other things to
Yeah,
cover,
I know. Yeah, yeah.
but I was just in Florida. Why was I in Florida? Because my mom wanted to get to the first birthday party of her first great grandchild.
Right.
My mother, who has never tried to lay a guilt trip on anybody in her life,
Yeah.
suddenly makes the sideways comment to my sister Tanya.
Yeah.
I totally understand. I get it. I know it's too difficult to come up here and get me and your dad, whatever. That's fine. Of course, I guess there are going to be pictures of her with her other great grandmother, but I told, and
Great.
so there was that, my mom wanting that image to go
Yeah.
in perpetuity for the
Yes.
grandchild
Yeah.
to back on. And I think Megan,
Wants to be represented in it.
I do think Megan
Yeah.
wants to be represented as, hey, wait a second, I'm
Right.
also part of this. Why am I not on the same level as
Right.
Kate?
And I guess I would also say if she believes that already believed that Kate was part of it too, then it would be like, why am I not part of it? Like
Yes,
that
yes,
would be kind of weird. So
yeah,
even yeah. So I think whether Kate had to step back or not, it was good of her too.
yes, yes,
Anyway, and for
exactly.
her, she if she didn't choose to do it, like she probably just understood, right? Like
Yes.
she's not
Now,
part
do
of
they
it.
have nannies? Absolutely. But the kids were in school.
Right.
This was a sudden thing. The kids had just started school, and
Right.
it was more of a she couldn't make it. So
Right.
anyway, I'm
So,
looking at our time. I want
okay,
to make sure
yes.
that we have time. Which one would you like to cover next?
Okay. Well, so I wanted to say about the president's state visit. Okay.
Yes.
So with that, what I loved watching was on Instagram the video of setting up the banquet table. Did
Oh, I
you watch
saw
this?
that.
It
It's
took
amazing.
days like to set,
Yes.
and it's absolutely insane. I forget how many, I mean, it's like hundreds of seats,
Hundreds of
right?
seats.
Yeah, hundreds of seats. It's crazy. I actually had
Bravo.
to watch it.
Absolutely. Bravo to the kitchen staff who can cook that much. The most amazing things. You and I saw videos of the cocktails that were presented that look
Yeah,
so yummy.
I know.
But when you get that aerial view of St. George's Hall
Hmm.
and Windsor Castle, that is art. It
Yeah,
is absolute perfection.
it
Absolutely
is.
beautiful.
And
Yeah.
it's just crazy to think because it's like, you know, once it's all set out, like they literally every like more than one person is checking like with a ruler or whatever where
Yes, with the ruler.
things are
Yes.
like it has to be
Yes.
perfect, like all
Yes.
of it. Yeah. So that's just yeah. So it's very impressive and it's fun to watch too because they of course have it on a time lapse. So it's like everyone's just zipping
Yes.
around.
Yes. Absolutely love it. I love
So
it.
many people. Yeah. And then they showed Charles and Camilla like, doing the final walkthrough or whatever, with everybody and of course being really nice and just, complimenting everything.
Of course, of
Yeah.
course. Oh,
Yeah.
I think that plate is like 2 millimeters off. Can I get that stick over here and measure? No, I'm kidding.
Right. Yeah, I
No,
know.
as
It's
if
so cool.
anybody would pick up on that. But yes, it is.
Right.
That was lovely. It really
Yes.
was lovely.
So that was great. So with the state visit, so for Trump himself, um, we know that he loves the British monarchy. We know
Yes,
he loves the king. He did get to have a carriage procession, which had to have been the best day of his life.
I know. And can I just say,
Yes.
for nobody,
Yeah.
for nobody,
They wouldn't let,
they
yeah.
wouldn't let anybody because this is right on the heels of Charlie Kirk's
Yeah.
murder.
Yes.
This was, a lot of
And it was
angst,
almost a year
anxiety.
since Trump's assassination attempt. Yeah.
All that stuff. And
Yeah.
so it's like they were within the fortress that was closed down and not up to. So here's all this pomp and pride
I know.
for whom?
I know. I know.
The
But
cameras.
yeah,
The
but for
cameras.
him, I'd say the cameras are more important anyway to
Yes,
him, right?
true.
Like if they were like, sure, we'll let people be here, but we're not going to film it, that would be a more of a problem.
Yes, yeah,
He needs, documentation, which I would too, right? I'm like, if I could have a
absolutely.
royal procession, like,
Well, the royal family needs it too, because,
yes, right,
if the majority of the country did vote one particular way, then,
right,
and we have this, what everybody always calls the special relationship, then they
yes,
need, they need
right,
that too. They need that show.
right. So it was good. And I heard on my Royal Report podcast that it was, I guess, normal that he stayed at Windsor and they did everything at Windsor instead of Buckingham Palace because
Hmm.
Buckingham Palace is still under construction, but for whatever reason he acted like it was normal for Windsor anyway. Like it wasn't some like demotion or whatever, right?
Right,
Like
right.
it was a normal thing. And yes, now there were the protesters who did the projection on the tower wall. Did you see that?
No,
You didn't see that? It
no.
projected an image, a picture of Trump and Epstein together.
Oh, geez.
It's a giant, yeah. When we were texting, I thought you knew that.
No.
So, and then there was another group that somehow, I don't know, I can't remember if it was the picture of Trump and Epstein also together, but it was almost like a gigantic, like, they take like the flag on like at the football fields or whatever, and like a whole bunch of
Mhm.
people pull it out.
Right, right.
It looked like they were pulling a giant thing out like that, but it was something I think Epstein related with Trump. And so, like, of course, they got, I don't know where they were, if they got kicked off the premises, whatever.
Right, right.
But and the people I think that did the projection, like they got arrested, or
Yes.
um, but it was a bold move and an interesting move, because it's like, yeah, you do have pictures with him.
Yes. But and if I can just say,
Yes,
because what's the real story? We don't know.
right.
Now, lots of people are in the millionaire billionaire club, okay?
That's, yeah, I know.
They
And
hung in those circles. Now, is there any proof that there was anything salacious or anything like that?
right.
No, this is not. And then maybe this is a good way to segue right
I
into
know, that's what I was
another
gonna say. I'm
talking
like, we're
point.
gonna segue straight into
Exactly, that there are there pictures like what Andrew has where he's got his waist
wait,
around
yeah,
some
yeah,
underage,
like a
but
victim
yeah,
who was, yeah, like alleged, yeah, right. He's,
yes.
so you're right. And with so with Prince Andrew, just a reminder for anybody watching who doesn't remember, Prince Andrew is the brother of the king, the current King Charles. He's the,
And reportedly Queen Elizabeth's favorite.
and reportedly, yes, Queen Elizabeth II's favorite son. Um, so he is always getting in trouble. So when I messaged you last week, it was because Fergie, Sarah Ferguson, his ex-wife, who's
Mhm.
still always hanging out with him, is now, was recently under fire because emails were found,
Yes.
or leaked, that were from around the time when Andrew was photographed walking through Central Park with Jeffrey Epstein, after he had been into jail the first time and was released and was convicted, what did they say, pedophile,
Yes,
yeah,
pedophile.
pedophile.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, how do they say it?
Pedophile, pedophile. Hmm.
Yeah, pedophile. So yes, so Andrew was already in trouble with that. We know that that got the whole crazy different interview, or the interview, and then different shows and movies about the horrible interview,
Right,
all
right.
that. But Fergie has been clean-ish from that.
Ish,
So
yes.
back then, I guess it was leaked that uh she had borrowed 15,000 pounds from him, or Andrew did on her behalf, something like that.
Yes, on her behalf. Hmm.
And she had to and back then, like, she had to say, some public statement about basically, like, poor judgment. She doesn't condone any of the stuff that he's done, like, she's going to pay him back as soon as she can, but basically, like, washing her hands of him publicly
Hmm.
because she had been found out about borrowing money from him.
Right.
Meanwhile, they find emails dated on like both sides of it, or of like that public confession or public
Yes.
statement. And it's like, my dearest Jeffrey.
Yes. Uh-huh.
The wording in it is wild. And it's like, it's not in a romantic way. It's very much just like a crazy over the top friend way of being like, I just want to thank you, like, from my heart to yours. Like,
Yes,
a lot of
yes,
talking about hearts. It was crazy. And like,
yes.
so she did that and then got found out about borrowing money, and then
Hmm.
made the public statement, and then later sent an email to him and basically was like apologizing to him that she had to make that statement. And like,
Yes.
but as Jack Royston from the Royal Report pointed out, it ends up being a case of like, well, what do you really think? Because it also just feels like you're doing whatever you need to do for the moment. Because Jeffrey
Precisely.
Epstein was going to sue her for that public statement. So she sends the email that's like, I'm so sorry, like, we're still besties. And like, then she doesn't get sued.
Right.
But it's like, but where do your loyalty, like, we don't know. And it's like, and it's just extra bad because we're like, you've, like, we knew you had shopping problems, debt issues,
Yes,
like,
yes,
but you write children's books and read children's books, and then like, you can't be besties with like one of the most like infamous human
notorious. No,
traffickers.
yeah,
Like,
yes,
I mean,
absolutely, absolutely. Yes,
so, so yeah, so Fergie, a lot of her charities dropped her like immediately, like the day after it
I
was released,
heard.
those emails.
Was it Net? I don't know that she has a deal with Netflix.
I don't
Is it
know.
her
Yeah,
book? Remember,
maybe
she's
someone
written a
else
couple
dropped
of
her.
books, not just the children's books. Like the Duchess, was it? Her Heart for a Compass. I read that one.
Okay.
And there's another one that she's written. I don't think I was going to read it anyway, but
Yeah,
yeah, any book deals that she's got are
they're
probably
probably dead.
done. And as I said to you in a quick text, was I feel sorry for the girls and the grandchildren. The grandchildren are too young to
No.
understand that. Hopefully, they don't wear this chain around their neck as well. But their
Right.
daughters who are still, trying to live their lives and
And they're
do
trying to have their own
out
royal
there.
identities away from it.
Yes,
Like,
away from it. And so, yeah. So
it's
now you're going to have the Eugenie and Beatrice camps that are going to have to be fighting some of
yeah,
that. I just saw there was a post on Instagram where apparently she had a romantic lunch date with hubby. Who was it? It was, I think it was Eugenie.
yeah,
And you see them, they're like walking down the sidewalk. He's got his briefcase
yeah,
and she's kissing him like she's kissing him goodbye and then walking off together with him. Something, like
yeah.
they'd had a nice little lunch in the middle of the day somewhere
Right.
on Fleet Street. I don't know.
So nice. Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of like, okay, see, we're doing well.
Right, right.
We're
Yeah. It's like,
romantic. We're sweet,
yeah, yeah, right.
pedophile here.
Right. Yeah, we're not friends with any suspect people.
No, exactly. Exactly.
So yeah, yeah, you're
So
right.
yeah, bad
So
news for them. Real bad
support
news.
for them, yes.
Yes.
But
And we got like
I
I
know we
could
got
go
three
5 more
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And
I think
I just thought of something else, but I lost it. So you go if you have, yeah.
oh, I'm so sorry. We were talking about
Was it,
Eugene and Beatrice Camp and having to,
and like Fergie, I feel like it was related to Fergie and
book
Andrew.
um book contracts.
Oh, you know what it was? It was that, so that was like brand new news as of last week. And then in this week's Royal Report,
Hmm.
we're back to paying attention to Andrew and Epstein because now a new file has been issued, leaked, whatever. Like, and it said it's heavily redacted, but the only name that they left unredacted on it was Prince Andrew's. And it is showing that he paid $200 several different times for yoga, exercise, whatever, on the private island, on Epstein's private island. This is in the files. And it has also been known that a lot of the victims have said they were paid $200 for every session that they had to have with their guests there. So it's like, Andrew, you were not taking exercise and yoga and like massage, right? Like, well,
Right.
not a up, not a massage on the up and up.
Yeah.
So
Not in the
yeah,
true sense. In the
yes,
true
yes. So it's like, so it doesn't get Fergie off the hook, but I did think it was funny that it was like, man, like we're right back to Andrew being in trouble with it. Like he just can't stay out of it,
right.
and it's not like shocking, right? It's more just like, well, we knew, like
We knew, and
we knew it
here's more,
existed.
and here's more, and here's
And
more.
here's
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Elvis also think it's wild that like he is the only name that's not redacted.
In all of it, yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm like, who's in charge of all these redactions? Right.
People who have more money than Andrew and Fergie.
Let's just say, yeah, and I'm just gonna guess Americans, like they're, whatever. If you're not
Possibility.
American and you're not of a certain class,
Right.
your name
Right.
stays, and
Ab-
you're already out in the public with him. Like,
Yeah, exactly. We can keep pointing fingers at this one.
mhm,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Goodness gracious.
So
Well, we wanted to talk about Megan's part two,
yes,
part deux. What's that?
but I haven't watched it.
Oh, well, then all the more reason. I
Well,
know we touched on it a little bit. I have watched all of them. I find it light. I find it entertaining. Um, if she were not the Duchess of Sussex, would I watch it? No. But yeah. My favorite episode is the last one is oh, I'm looking at his face and I can't think of his name right now, but the
chef
famous
or
chef,
celebrity?
the Spanish chef, and I've watched his stuff too. He does the Capital One lounges, Cap One Lounge chef. Jose Andres, Jose
Okay.
Andres. Love him. He did a six-part series with his daughters where he went back to Spain and to his roots of, and it's a food and travel show, and it was phenomenal. I just loved it. He is so funny to
Yeah,
watch. He's so bubbly. He obviously, loves Meghan and
right.
Harry, and it's just he's just funny,
Okay.
and it's entertaining. They close it out with that. I've told you to the episode with what's her face, Chrissy Teigen. I just was like, you got to be kidding me. The woman
Yeah,
is adult. She's an absolute buffoon, and you have to watch it to find. And these are going to
I
be the
know.
cliffhangers because we're going to
I
leave.
know. I love it. Yes, yes.
And her gay friend who came and said, "What are you doing?" And she says, "Well, these are flower sprinkles. I'm putting them." He's like, "Oh my gosh, that's the gayest shit I've seen in such a long time." Pardon my French for you, but I laughed out loud. It was such a great line.
Funny. Oh my gosh.
I'm
It's
like, oh my
great.
gosh, he just fed right into what all the critics are saying. It's like
Right, right.
hilarious. So if you haven't watched it, it is entertaining. It's light. The music throughout is good. There are some great ideas there. She goes on a travel. There's one episode she travels and goes and they do these special cocktails.
Right.
So yeah, watch it and dot dot dot. We will leave you that
Yeah.
for the next time, I guess.
Yeah. And I
Next
feel
week.
like, you know how there's music that's called like easy listening. I feel like it's like an easy watching thing, right? Like it's
Yes,
not,
yes.
yeah, it's not hard to watch. It's just very like
It's
calm.
and take from it what you want. Some of the recipe episodes. Get the damn flowers. I mean,
Like
I'm
the
about to
flower
put it in.
sprinkles.
I'm about to put them in some tea. And we're just gonna call it.
Yeah.
It makes things pretty. What do you want to know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good stuff.
Okay.
I would totally. If you're a royal and you don't have an opinion as to one side, if you're in one camp or the other, just watch it for lightness purposes.
Yeah.
Clean your house while you're listening to it. Why not?
Yes.
Maybe
Right.
she has a good tip in there for you. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
So we will
Well,
have to reconvene in
yes.
November.
Yes.
Let
Oh,
me get
okay.
past my busy at the end of the month,
River is
and
your
then I
crazy time.
travel right after that.
Okay.
Um, Nothing huge. And then we'll do something like for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds perfecto. So
Excellent.
good
Excellent.
job, us. We did it. I think
You
we
did it.
covered pretty much
Skin of my
everything.
teeth. Yep. Yeah. My alarm's going to go off in like 6.5 minutes and tell me I got to go get her from the bus. But yes,
Yeah.
bravo. Well
So,
done, us.
yes.
Good to see you.
Lovely. Good to see you too.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your spooky season because I guess I'll see you after spooky season.
I know, I know. Oh, I did have to tell you real quick. So this bridal shower that I'm doing on the 26th,
Yeah.
I asked if there were particular colors for the bridal, and she said, actually, it's not the colors. She says, we're actually doing a Halloween costume party bridal tea. And I'm like,
That's
shut
so
up. I'm like, that's
fun.
so fun.
Oh my
And
gosh.
yeah, so I think it was just so funny as I'm sitting here looking, I'm like, that's going to be my
That's
fascinator that
that's
day.
perfect.
And I think I'll just find some black dress or whatever to
Right.
wear and to go with it. So,
Oh, that's
yeah,
so
I
fun.
love hearing these ideas. And I've shot to you, that Jose and I talk about coming to Florida. I would never be your competition. I would never step
And I would, yeah,
in the
yeah.
way.
We'll work together.
We'll figure something out. If I would even continue when I get
Yeah.
down there, I don't know. But man, I'd love to do theme teas.
You
I would
know,
love for you and I to be able to sell tickets
that
to
would be
theme
so
teas.
fun.
It would
Yes,
be so fun
I would
if
love
we
it.
could somehow make that something popular, something that people talk about and say, yes, you got to go to this. It's such a great thing. So,
Great.
yeah. So I
So
would love to
once
do a
you get
Halloween
here,
tea.
we'll sort it out.
I know we will. All right, hun. Well, listen, you go, I go. Great to
Yes.
see you, and
Wonderful to
I
see
will
you
see you
too.
in November. But I know that we will constantly
Yeah,
text.
we'll be talking, yeah,
Yes,
communicating otherwise.
absolutely, absolutely. All right. Well, well done,
Wonderful.
you. Good luck
Thank
with
you. Well done,
everything,
you.
and
Yes.
yeah,
All right.
you
So
take
we'll
care.
send you cheery bye.
Bye.